And you were taught that it was real, right? You were literally taught that everything your mind thinks is real, or what somebody else's mind thinks. So that's why it does it.
Yeah.
So the first thing is the recognition that the chatter and clutter of mind has no intrinsic reality. At times it has a usefulness. Mind can be useful, but we're not talking about the usefulness of mind now, because we've all been taught how to use our minds. So we've been educated about the usefulness of mind, so I'm not going to talk about the usefulness of mind. We don't need to. But there's most human beings are not using their mind near as often as they're being used by their mind. Not near as often. And so to realize that there is a conditioned relationship with mind, it's an addiction to thought. What happens to any junkie when you take away their addiction? They get nervous, shaky, they get very obsessed in their thoughts. How will I get that back? You can't take that. Where can I find it? How can I get money to buy more? Right? The whole system goes into this addicted response. When human beings sit around, they don't understand. They're addicted to their mind.
Yeah.
Now, you notice, I will go into the hows for just a second, but it's just like, you see, it's just like any other addict. You can't just go to an addict and say, here's how not to do it. If anybody who's ever been addicted to any substance will know that's not enough. First, you have to see the cost of the addiction. You have to become aware of the tremendous pain, the tremendous suffering, the tremendously high cost. That there's actually this idea that there's something pleasurable about my addiction is the ultimately false thought. So whatever we're addicted to, that's the most important thing. Is there has to be some sort of inner realization of how destructive it is. With no judgment, right? Because if there's judgment, that just reinforces it. Reinforces the addiction. When you see it, oh my God, the incredible cost of this addiction. Even to thought. Not only for you, but for humanity, right? For humanity. Basically, 90% of our problems are addiction to thought. Addiction to belief and thought and opinion and protection and all the rest. Tremendous suffering, violence, cruelty, right? Personally and interpersonally. That's why I'm emphasizing it, because this is when we begin to be flooded with a certain realization of the cost of this, not only to oneself but to the world at large. This shock to the system is very, may not be pleasant, but it's useful. Right? It's just like if you go to an AA program, you go in there and, first thing you confess is, gee, I'm really powerless about this. So I'm told. First, you got to admit that, right? It'd be great if spiritual people could come to grips with that. AA for the mind. I have a mind, it thinks, I'm powerless to control it. No. That's not what we do, is it? Not me, baby. I'm not powerless. I've been powerless my whole life, but I'm sure. Just give me another technique. I'll get a grip on this thing. I'm not an addict. Not me. That'd probably should be the first thing in any church, We're gonna have a Thoughts Anonymous meeting here, folks. You're not even going to hear the sermon unless you get through the Thoughts Anonymous, You can have a sponsor in the 12 steps, Write down your little, your papers of how much it's harmed everybody in your life. Boy, literally, think about it. Just spend 10 minutes. How many people have I harmed with my thoughts and words? Oh, man. Talk about sobering. God. How many people have I hurt with my thoughts and words?